Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on JEDSTAR. In this video, I'm going to speak about the price action that's happening with JEDSTAR and some of the queries that many of you might have regarding the price of JETSTAR. Why is it falling even after we have roadmaps released? We have timeline for the Agora marketplace that is coming up. All these things, in spite of all these partnerships and updates, why is it that it is not going up in terms of either the price or the number of holders or basic other questions which many of you might get or might somewhat lead to a kind of a FUD in place, right? So, just to clarify all the things and what I personally feel why Jetstar is holding up on the price point or in the holder count, or and I would also be doing a comparison of this project Jetstar to another project which I'm also personally invested in, and I like that project as well. And this is not just a token to token comparison, guys. It is based on the facts of what the people behind the token were doing and what happened during that time. That is what I would like to compare. So please do not think this as a comparison between token A, Jetstar, or token B, whatever it is that I'm going to reveal once the video starts. So this is what we are going to go through in this video. Just kind of insight from my side on some of them who have a lot of query or why the price is falling or the price is not appreciating too much, or why the number of holders are not increasing. Why is it that we do not see much action in terms of moving either the holder count or the price point, even after having so many partnerships that we have been announcing recently. We have seen they have been announcing recently, right? So, having said that, this is Mr. Aslan. Crypto education is my passion, and the same old disclaimer: this is not financial advice. These are just my unbiased views on any of the tokens out there in crypto space. So please do your own research before you get into any token out there in the crypto universe, and be wary of scams, and do not treat whatever I say as a financial advice, guys. Take your own decisions in any investments that you would do in the crypto world out there. Having said that, let's get into the video. So, just quickly going through all the partnerships that we have seen with Jetstar in the recent days. I did cover this yesterday as well, but just want to run through quick. We have presence in the CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko websites. We have the Frag Games partnership, which was really good, and it's quite huge. Trust me on that. If you can go back and review, or view my video on the actual partnership details with Frag Games, and have given you in-depth information of what are the types of games that Frag Games does, and why I personally feel that this partnership is really nice and a game changer for the Jetstar community altogether, or the token itself, right? So you can just go check that video out in the playlist section. Also, yes, we do have this great artist who had worked with the LucasArts, the Hearthstone, the and Magic the Gathering games. LucasArts, if you guys do not know, again I'm reiterating, they are the ones behind the Star Wars saga or the Star Wars movie franchise that we already are aware of. So having such a good artist and a big name artist as part of the Jetstar community is really nice to see, and that would definitely aid in terms of bringing in more artwork at a very next level when the CCG game comes out. That's the trading card game, that the first game that they're planning to come out with, right? So having these two alliances in place, I would like to also quote or give a shout out to one more alliance that they actually have tagged along for with another Notch show. So this is a podcast which is available on Spotify. The link is available here. You can just go check that out. So he would be actually going ahead and doing podcasts based on Jetstar updates or whatever is related to Jetstar content. He would also be giving this podcasts on Spotify as well. So now what this does, it only increases the presence of the token in the podcast world also. So that would give a whole new marketing uh, strategy, right? So, and also give a lot more exposure to people who love listening to podcasts. And probably some of them might usually I have a couple of friends personally who love listening to podcasts when they're driving or running, just because they do not want any video in the background. They just want pure information or audio to run through, just like that. Instead of music, now people are shifting over to podcasts, and that's a trend, guys. That's what is happening now. So having such a it's kind of unique, if I say, because I haven't seen many other tokens. I'm saying very very few tokens which are having such a kind of a mechanism. Like recently we did see Feg launching its own radio platform, which is the Feg radio out there. You can just go check that video out which I've made. for details. So that's also nice venture because that will again reach a lot more audience. And here we have Jetstar coming out with their own unique marketing way through podcasts. And this is really nice to see because yes, you are now reaching a whole new set of audience. And probably I would say not many people who watch YouTube videos are also people who would be part of podcasts, or vice versa as well. So there are two different communities. The combination of both YouTube and podcast is somewhat less. I mean, this is as per what I have read in certain articles, guys. So that's where I'm coming from. So people who prefer podcasts will be a separate segment. So now you're extending the reach to those segment people as well, or you're probably giving them more opportunity. Or using Spotify is much more easier than YouTube, right? So uh, why? Simply you can just play the video and do whatever you feel. I mean, play the audio and do whatever you feel like by listening to it, instead of having the video in front of you and actually having to see what is there on the screen. It's as simple as that. So it's a whole new segment, and it's a whole new way of speaking about tokens and extending the market presence. And this is really nice to see. I like this strategy, in fact, reaching a whole new level of audience out there. So having said this, now let's get on to the main question on the price point. First and foremost, I would like to come down to coin market cap, and this is the token that I would be comparing Jetstar with. Now, it is not a token to token comparison. I would like to make it very clear. Saitama is also a very good project. As well, I'm also personally invested. I have been doing videos on that as well. You can just go check that out in the playlist. Jetstar is also one of my favorite projects. Why? Simply because they are into gaming, guys. So I mean, hardcore gaming, straightforward, right? So Saitama is having other things in place, even gaming as such. But I would like Jetstar more than Saitama. That's my personal preference. Again, left to you guys. The Wolfpack is also good. The Jetstar Troopers are also good. So having said that, why I'm actually comparing it with Jetstar is with the data part. Okay, this is purely a data that compare a comparison that I would be doing. Now I am invested in Saitama from the past, say uh, June mid time duration. So that's when I actually got into Saitama, to be frank. So ideally, I think somewhere around June mid or June end is when I actually got into Saitama, to be frank, right? So once I got into Saitama at that point of time, yes, I did see this rise, and after which it fell down very sharply. So if you see that the all-time high at that point of time was somewhere around 36, some I will forget the zeros, guys. You can count the number of zeros. I'll say it's from 3,600 ish range. It dropped down all the way till 700 ish range. And that was a huge drop, right? So why did this happen? This is what some people call as a consolidation phase, wherein see the token price action here would be because a lot of people who are FOMOing into it, or a lot of people are getting to know about the token, or it's the whales who are trying to actually manipulate the market as well. That happens. Now there are various strategies to it. I wouldn't like to get into a lot of detail. Especially these so-called traders that are out there who have a big bag or deep pockets. Say I have $1 million just to trade, right? Not to invest, but just to trade. I only put that in, $1 million right now. Wait for a couple of days so that the price immediately shoots up to a very high extent, and people think that yes, this is the rise that or the pump that's happening. Let's get on the hype train. And eventually, yes, marketing also starts on the price point. A lot of YouTube videos, a lot of Twitter posts, a lot of Reddit posts, a lot of Discord chats all start flowing through, which probably what you can say influences a lot of people to go ahead and invest even at all time highs. So there were a lot of people who did invest at 3000 ish range, right? So that's when a lot of investment pours through, and then one fine point of time when the so-called whale has probably 5x or 10x his particular value, say 1 million of investment has now become 5 or 10 million dollars, he or she would just withdraw it. And that too, not a sudden withdraw, because it would cause a rug pull. That is what people say, but so it would be done in batches. All right, so that's how they trade. Now all these whales who are actually part of pump and dump, be it the owners or developers who want to control it, or any other individual who is having a big deep pocket, I'm only speaking of the technical part of how it happens. So they start shedding away their entire bag of tokens, because one, they would have got a whole lot of reflections from all these buys that would have happened because they bought that token, and that caused the pump to fall through, right? So one, even if they sell only the reflections part, they would easily gain a 2 or 3 times the investment that they would have done. So that's how much reflections they would have received, guys, because yes, they would have had a very high percentage of share in terms of the reflections flowing through as per tokenomics that is built in here as well, right? So it's not an equal distribution as we see in Ryoshi. It is not equal distribution. It depends on the proportion of the tokens that each one of them hold in it. So the same goes with JED as well. So the 6% distribution that is there with JED also is distributed in proportion to the volume that you hold against the total supply. All right. So since that distribution is in place, only those with a very high quantity of holding will be getting the maximum reward. So they would sell the reflections, which would again drop the price to a very low value as such. So this is what ideally happens at the pump and dump section. And moreover, the team behind the token over here, if you look at it, we saw Russell, we saw Namtram, we saw Max and Gabriel conducting AMAs during this periods as well. It was not like they were keeping silent or they were keeping mum. They were in front of the camera. They were coming out in YouTube videos. They were coming out in other Twitter spaces or Telegram chats. Or Russell, especially, to quote a big thank you to him, because he was almost conducting a Telegram chat once every 2 to 3 days or so, if I'm not wrong. So during that period initially, right? So he was very much engaged, and the team entirely was working towards getting the project in line, building a firm foundation rather than focusing on the price point at that point of time. So I do remember Namtram and Russell actually quoting that I'm not bothered about the price anymore. I'm only bothered about what we need to do, what we are supposed to do, and believe me, by the end of September, this would be reaching that 1 billion market cap, and now it has. So how did this all happen? How did you can all say that people will say, okay, Jetstar also is going down in terms of the price point, and it feels like a pump and dump project. Since yes, Jetstar is relatively new, people might get that notion. But there are two things that I want to quote over here, guys. The price that you see here for 8 cents is not the price that Jetstar initially started off with. It is the price when Jetstar was at the time of it getting listed in CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. So if you want the actual price point when the token launched and the trading started, you can come down to Dex Tools. It's always available on the website itself. You can come down here in the website. You can come down to where the price shows and click on the Dex Tools chart. You would be able to see it here, right? So this is the time period where it started off with. If you see, it was somewhere around the 2 or 3 cents uh, period. So that's when it started the trading portion. All right. So the 7 cents that you see or 8 cents that you see is not the price point of the token at that point of time. It was ideally almost near to the all-time high that it got listed. And even before it got listed on the coin market cap on CoinGecko, guys, just to quote, in case you're not aware, watch my videos, Frag Games partnership was already in place. Now, why is there no price action? Why is there no holder count? Even after having so many collaborations with artists or so many movement in terms of partnerships being done. See, first and foremost, since this is a new project, hardly a month old, we should not worry about the price. People who have really invested in the token, please do not worry about the price. That's my honest opinion and a suggestion to each one of you out there. This is the time for you to actually buy more. So if in case you have that sufficient funds that you want to increase your back size, then this is the time that you're going to go ahead and do it. Imagine all those people who sat idle thinking that Saitama is going to die down, or Saitama is not going anywhere when this particular pump started, and when they wanted to get on it, then they have already lost the particular position because it just kept going on. And why did this happen? Because of all the hard work that the team had done in terms of gaining partnerships, signing up contracts, getting the company registered, and all those foundation building activities that they did. So I'm not quoting on Saitama alone. It's about the work that a person as a owner of the token or the project has been doing, guys. It's not a comparison. Again, reiterating, for Saitama and Jetstar, it's not a comparison. It's about the work that the team has done. So the same is what is happening with Jetstar right now. If you just look at it, Saitama team entirely was into building a firm foundation so that the token price now starts appreciating in the organic level. So even after all those so-called whales and squids, or whoever you want to, sharks or whoever you want to call them, they started dumping, also the price tanked. And now when the holders, actual ones who were invested in the project for a long term, and you see that many new people started getting into the project, That is when the price tanked. And then now, with all those new partnerships giving the bearing the fruit, that's what is happening for the price action over here with Saitama. So the same thing is what will happen to Jetstar. That is my honest opinion, and it is bound to happen, guys. If you just go ahead and check out the roadmap of Jetstar, just coming down the official page. Where did the roadmap go? We have the Agora Marketplace again. That's coming out this November. But before that, I would like to take you through the roadmap, where what are the things that they have planned, and what is it that they have in the upcoming days or a couple of months. So by the end of 2021, if you're able to see this, they also have these many things to cover up. The first would be the white paper V2 release. That's in progress. I have been checking with them, and they have confirmed that it's almost ready, but they're just waiting for a couple of more modifications in the end, those kind of polishings or stuff that they want to build up. So that's going to come out very soon. Watch out for that video. I'll come out with a detailed review for that as well. And probably we might see the details of the second token in the same V2 release white paper as well. So the new website launch, yes, this also might happen. And again, the new website launch, see, it is something more of a professional kind, or it's just a marketing strategy or a visual treat, you can say. I'm not bothered about much on websites as long as it contains the information that I would like it to contain. It's as simple as that. So the visual effect and stuff, yes, people would like to show off that based on their community. And this particular team, the Jetstar artists team, are quite vigilant, guys. I mean, you trust me on the artwork that they have. Just get into the Telegram group. Even if you're not a holder or not an investor in Jetstar, just get onto the Telegram group and just check out their artworks. Or be on Twitter and just keep reading through all their posts and the way that they create each post, right? So you can just look at these artworks which are there. If this is what we get in the initial stage just for promotion purposes, imagine what would happen for the NFT marketplace once it launches. So they have big artists backed up, and they are very very talented, guys. Just shout out to each one of them. Just my token of appreciation, because any other project also. So on the same lines, they have very good talent, and trust me, the NFTs are going to be killer. So having said that, again, we still have the airdrop pending. That's when the holder reach account reaches 1,000 with a minimum of 1,000 jet. And the second token launch also is in place, and that happens within this year in itself. And they're working on the Agora marketplace launch. And also, this is the most important part: reveal registered company name and headquarters. So this is very very important according to me. Apart from all these other things that are there in the roadmap, the main reason being this will be giving that legitimacy to the entire company or the project. Now, Jetstar again will no longer be just a token or a meme coin. It will be a registered company, guys. It will be part of a registered company. I don't know whether they're going to call it Jetstar itself or some other name, since they said that they're going to reveal the registered company name and headquarters. Personally thinking, since the CEO is based out of Singapore, I believe it might be based in Singapore. That might be the headquarters, but yeah, that's my view. It can be anywhere else as well. Seeing that, Safe Moon, if you look at it, has their global office in UK, and they have their main headquarters in Utah, right, or Utah, however you want to pronounce it. So that's how it goes. So I don't know yet to see, but the registration actually adds up a lot of value to the company. Why, you might ask? It's very simple, guys. Who, as a big investor or financial institution who wants to get into crypto or who wants to invest in any of the project or company as an investor, I mean, I'm speaking of all those big established ones, JP Morgan, Stanley, and all those stuff. So just thinking on those lines, they would look into the legality of investment, right? So crypto right now, on a legal note, it's still a little blur on the horizon, because the regulation, yes, they are coming out. It's eventually happening, but it's not full set out on the table. And since the decentralized platform is gaining a lot of traction, kudos to the China ban of crypto and no much impact on the market, because decentralization is taking over the centralized exchanges as well as a centralized system in place. But nonetheless, now that's coming into it. A regulation point of view, if you look at it, there might be certain other legality issues that might happen. Second, the major advantage that you would have is in terms of having partnerships with many other companies or representatives or influencers who are now can be quoted as part of the company instead of just some cryptocurrency token, right? So there are a lot of other legitimate people or a lot of other highly influential and deep pocket guys out there who wouldn't like to be actually associated with just a normal meme coin or a token out there. So they want to invest their money in something which is purely legit, and having this registration done as a company will give them that opportunity or option. So with all these things going on in the background, would you really worry about the price, or would you just wait and see how these things pan out in the next 2 months duration? That's October, November, and December. Once this happens, then you imagine what the price would go to. So, again, not a token to token comparison. I'm just showing what happened to Saitama once all this hard work of establishing a foundation started giving fruit to them. And where are we now? It's almost a 10 to 15x. And trust me, with Jet, with a 10 to 15x, what would be the token price? I mean, it's already 40 to 50 cents. Now that's huge, right? Again, that's the reason I've been always quoting in terms of Jetstar. Working with dollars, it is not in cents. So the price point that you are seeing right now, you would easily get it to 100x, guys. Easily get it to 100x. So that's the concept, because just compare with the number of people that might get into. Even the holder count, if you look, it's just hardly 830 holders right now. I'll just refresh it to get the latest count. Yeah, it's still the same. So people might ask, why is it that people are not investing into it? Probably my honest view or opinion is there are some big people and big partnerships happening in the background, and they're all waiting for this particular option to get over with, or some kind of a say a contract signed at a legal level for that to go through. Now Saitama's what I can say, price points started rising up after these contracts on the legal front had been signed, and they started making announcements and people start getting into it, especially the NBA old players organization for the NFTs, right? So the play card NFTs that are going to come out with the same way here also, there are certain legal issues that they have to abide with, because now they are not just a meme coin or a token in the cryptocurrency. They are going to get themselves registered as a company. So looking at that, they need to work on all the angles to ensure whatever partnerships they come out with right now is all legally secure. So there are no loopholes or flaws in the coming days which might probably give some or the other hit in terms of legal issues, right? So they want to ensure that it is all clean and clear on the paper. So that might definitely take some time. So taking that into account, my only suggestion of the price point is forget about it. That's the best option I can actually give you guys out there. Forget about the price right now. If you are having some more investments that you would like to make, this would be a good entry point or a price point that you want to take up. Even if the price falls below, guys, I'm telling you, you have $100. I'll tell you what you want to do. I always say this, it's a split investment system that I would like to call it, right? So why do I call it split investment? Is if you feel that this token has a lot of potential, and you want to go ahead and be in it for a longer term, or you want to probably increase your back size, you have $100 with you. You feel the token is going to go down or going to go up in the coming days. Irrespective of that, see the position, and if you feel that you want to get into it right now, just get into it. Again, if you're a long term investor, say for a duration of a minimum of 6 months to 1 year duration, that's the long term is what I'm speaking of, guys. If you are looking at that kind of a time period for investment, please go ahead and invest $50 right now, and then wait for it. The moment you see that the token appreciation is moving upwards, I mean, again, subject to your individual analysis, or probably if I'm following up with that, I'll definitely give some signs in my videos as well. And depending on that sign, if you feel that the price is going up, and it is going to go up in the coming days due to many other catalysts or information that are flowing around, and probably you can just start putting that additional 50 so that you have the dollar cost average a little, and the impact that you would be getting in terms of the price increase for the number of tokens would be still less, right? So that's one part. Now the second counterpart to that is, if the price drops down below, then you're at a very big advantage, my friend, because now with the same $50 you're getting more tokens than what you got earlier, right? Then again the dollar cost average comes into picture, and you would be you having more tokens for the same amount of price that you bought earlier with lesser number of tokens. Say If $50 got you 100 tokens, now you would be getting 120 or 130 tokens as the price drops, right? And once you get that, sit back and relax, enjoy the reflections. It's a 6% reflection, guys. No other token, even with a quadrillion supply, is giving you that much amount of reflections, right? No other token is giving you that much amount of reflections. Even with just 100 million supply, imagine 6% is really, really huge. Trust me, it is really huge. Right now, it might not seem that much, but once this token hits the dollar values, I'm pretty sure it is going to reach a minimum of 50 to $100 in the next 6 months. That's my prediction, guys. Mainly because of pure mathematics, nothing else. It's on the projects that they have in line, the partnerships they might eventually get once they get themselves registered as a company, the NFT marketplace, which would definitely aid the growth of the token altogether. And since it's a gaming community token, and as well as it will be a governance token, and two other tokens would be launched along with it, this token would be of the highest importance value. Check out Axie Infinity and what price it is right now and what price it was a year back, or 8 to 9 months back. You would know what I'm speaking of. So, having said that, I'll end this video here, guys. Do like, hit the like button if you like this video, and do subscribe to my channel for more such content. I've also started the educational part in crypto wisdom. There are a few topics that are there right now, and I'll be adding in more videos to that. And once again, I would like to thank all my subscribers and viewers. Please do share this video to the maximum possible so we can spread the word, and make sure that people do not panic just because the price is not moving up or down, or probably they would have bought it at around 8 cents or so, and now they have a loss of 50%. But there is nothing to worry about. All you have to do is just hold strong and wait for the time where we have that big bombs coming in. Once we see those big bombs coming in, those catalysts, the Agora marketplace, the NFTs, I am definitely sure that you would not be seeing this price again anytime. The whole new level of support that you would see, all or the value of the token that it would reach would definitely be high. So just simple logic, look at the volume of trade that is happening right now for 24 hours. It's hardly $23,000. So number of people even trading this is very less, right? So just imagine if it this goes tenfold or a hundredfold. It's an easy hundredfold. You can definitely do a hundredfold easily, right? So it's just 23 million. It is possible, guys. One, because of the token price, the supply, and the way that the market can definitely gain traction after the NFT marketplace launches. So I am very bullish on this token, and again, just quoting: sit back, relax, and enjoy the reflections. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Have fun.